Okay, Andrew, what is automation and how does it apply to church tech?
Oh, man. That's a really loaded question, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in simplest terms, I think when we say the word automation, we're just talking about any situation where you can push one button and it's going to automatically do a few things for you.
Yeah.
So I think like where we like to deploy this stuff a lot is in churches, especially since they're only working with a limited team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they only have one tech or a couple techs trying to manage a lot of things.
Yeah.
And so I know that we've used automation, like we've used some pre-built automation. So for instance, we deploy a lot of PTZ cameras. And one of my favorite pieces of equipment to put with a PTZ system is a controller.
Yeah.
And it's literally this joystick controller. You kind of feel like you're in mission control.
Yeah.
And it allows you to take control of each camera independently, but most of the time you're not going to have time in a live situation to move the joystick for each camera. Stuff's happening way too fast.
Yeah.
And so in a simple term, that system allows you to pre-program presets.
Yeah.
And so each camera, you can focus it right on the podium, and you can have a wide shot for the band. Save those presets. You can recall them at any time. And that's great for setting up stuff, but the issue with some of those controllers is you have to call each camera preset back individually.
Yeah.
So again, if you were trying to do a quick camera move with multiple cameras on the fly, you're going to be limited.
Yes.
That's where something like a Stream Deck can come in.
Yeah.
How have we deployed those?
So a Stream Deck, if you don't know, it's just a little box of buttons. They come in 15.
Small. There's a 6 one, I think.
6, 15, and 32.
Yeah.
I always just get the 32 because more buttons.
More buttons, the better.
It's kind of like you grab your phone and you've got apps on there, right? And if you push a button, it opens that app. It's kind of like that. It's got little buttons on it, a little box of buttons. So the scenario I like to use all the time is, let's say the band is getting ready to leave the stage. Let's say there's a little bumper video, and then the pastor is going to come up to preach. Well, if you're a church tech, there's a million things that need to happen in that time. You got to mute the band, you got to start the video, you got to move cameras into place, you got to adjust the lighting, you got to unmute the pastor's mic. There's a lot of things that have to happen. So what I like to do is I like to make a button. Boom. It all happens. So when I hit this button, first thing that happens is the video starts to play.
Yeah.
Then, as soon as the video starts to play, the band gets muted. While the band is muted and the video is playing, now, in sequential order, now all the cameras move to the opening scene of the pastor coming out.
Right.
Soon as and then of course the lights might get adjusted or whatever. I'm kind of thinking out of order now. But then when the video's done, then the pastor's mic gets unmuted. It's all one button. You could label it like sermon intro or something like that. That's pretty nice because if you have a digital console, you've got digital controlled lights, you've got PTZ cameras. You've got everything is digital and it can all be networked together.
Yeah.
Now we can do a lot of automation.
Well, I think it's important to note here that the Stream Deck doesn't do that.
No.
So here we just got done telling you about how awesome the Stream Deck is. If you go out and just buy a Stream Deck, you're going to be frustrated.
Yeah.
So the Stream Deck is just the surface.
We probably should have started.
No, it's
there.
all good. The Stream Deck is just the surface. It has to be connected to a computer.
Yeah.
Now that computer could be a computer you already have in your sound booth.
It doesn't need to be a fancy computer. Just anything.
It's executing very simple command lines.
It could be a Mac, PC, Linux. Doesn't matter.
One of our favorite deployments is to use those little Raspberry Pi computers.
Yeah.
Because they're so tiny and you can literally build them in. In fact, in our video studio back at the shop, we've got one just tucked into a drawer.
If you don't know what a Raspberry Pi is, about the size of a phone, and it's a little Linux computer. That's all it is. It's like $100.
Very easy to program. They can do lots of things. We also deploy those a lot for digital signage situations and things where we need that. But basically, if you pair a Stream Deck with any computer, there's companion software that comes along with it. We can program it to send out commands to anything. And really, I like to think of it, because I come from the traditional audio-video lighting world, where in the lighting world, you've probably heard of scenes, right?
Yeah.
You're recalling scenes throughout a theatrical show.
Yeah.
And basically, it just means you hit go and it moves all your lights. This happens on soundboards sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of you use way too many scenes on your soundboard. All
Yes,
right?
stop using so many scenes.
Do some of the work yourself.
That's a side note. That's a rabbit hole. Yeah.
But basically, we're talking about scene recall. And so basically, what a Stream Deck can do is it can almost create scenes, but on a global scale.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, you could set up a Stream Deck that steps you through your entire service, pre-service, first song, second song, all that, and it could send cues to every single piece of equipment. But you should still mix your audio live.
Still mix your audio live.